Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, we are going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Fold and the Foldgate or screengate or whatever they're calling it this time, and go over all of the hype and what is actually happening that you may have been misled or people just are kind of spinning it the way they want to. So let's go over this. So there was 100 units released to influencers. Samsung, I'm still waiting on mine. But overall, they were sent out and it was a mess because 4 went bad. Only one with a legitimate claim that was actually the hardware having an issue. So first off, the 2 with the screen peel. If you haven't heard by now, there is a film on the flat surface of the big screen of the actual full display. And it is not a screen protector. Now, this looked like a screen protector. In all the images, it looked like a screen protector, but it was not communicated by Samsung's PR team that gave the influencers the box, as well as it was not communicated on Samsung's packaging for the influencers that was a special packaging for them. Now, we have seen that T-Mobile, Des, did unbox it and he said that no, it's right there on the retail box. So the retail box will let you know this is not a screen protector, it's actually part of the screen. If you take it off, it damages the screen. You are literally taking, it would be like taking the glass off. It's actually worse than taking the glass off of the smartphone if you would have it on your own smartphone. So it's pretty bad, and yes, you should not remove it. That was 2 different influencers that had that happen to them. That, again, was not their fault because it was not communicated. So that is worrisome, and it's something that I really would say that Samsung should look at designing differently for a second wave of Galaxy Folds. Maybe really kind of bring that film all the way to the edge so it doesn't peel off as easily. Then we have Dieter, I believe, from The Verge, and you really think that, oh, something got in the hinge and it poked up and it broke the display. He said he used it completely normally. No issues there. Except when he didn't. See, he actually had a piece of molding clay that he used to prop it up, and molding clay would go on the back of the phone to actually prop it up properly. And with all the angles that you use when you prop up a phone, yeah, you can guess what is actually in the debris. It is pretty silly that it's not kind of admitting to it. I mean, I understand it, you know, our kind of presence out there is important to maintain and you want to, but you know, I felt like that was very buried in the lead and it's obvious what that debris quite was. Now, this isn't to say that debris can't get in there or just stuff in general. You have to be careful with it, but I mean, if you're propping up a phone, use a Sony battery like everyone else does, because obviously the mold is probably what got in the hinge, and that is what the little tiny piece got in and messed up the screen. So that is most likely what happened there. I was not there, and yeah, it's something that it seems most likely what happened. Finally, we have the gentleman from CNBC who actually had a screen kind of flicker on the left side. It just messed up. And this, from everything I've read, anything wasn't worse. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. It didn't seem like to be his fault. It seemed to legit be the hardware. So then we recap. That was out of 100 phones, 1 went bad, meaning literally 1% of a issue. Now, that will be a true test when we actually release all of the phones and we get 100,000 phones in the US, which is currently what's being allocated, and 250,000 in Korea. Every other country will have different allocations of less volume, but this is what we know for the US and Korea. Now, obviously this phone only having 1 million units completely out on the market means that if you do get 1%, that still might be pretty bad, but it's curious to see because, you know, influencers can have a wide range of being very delicate with the phone or being, you know, trying to use it just as a regular everyday phone. And I think that's what they should do because that's what regular consumers obviously will do as well, if not at worst. So it really is an interesting concept of, will the Galaxy Fold fail or have any kind of issues besides that? We'll have to wait and see. But I really did want to kind of level the playing field, because there's a lot of negative hype and a lot of negative press. And look, I'm not trying to defend Samsung, because I will say this. One, I didn't get the phone from Samsung, so yeah, wish I did. And two, there is something to be said for Samsung's poor execution of releasing the Galaxy Fold. It was really poor in terms of their emails. You could sign up to find out when everything happened, but yet you never got an email when the registration actually occurred. So if you're like me and I wasn't on top of it because I didn't get the email that I was promised for registration, well, then I registered late and I was like 7,000 in line, which means I'm probably not ever going to get this phone. It really sucks, but I'm really curious to what you guys think of all of these issues that are going down. Did you get the registration for the Galaxy Fold? Were you never going to get it? Are you worried about the Galaxy Fold this year? And do you think that, oh, it's fine, get all the kinks out so I can get the phone next year? There are a lot of things that I think could have been improved on the Galaxy Fold, and I do hope I get a review unit or get to review a review unit, just basically to actually show that there are a lot of features that I haven't seen in videos that really could be up the quality. Using Nacho Notch to get rid of the notch would have been a better idea. Not to mention, you didn't need those cameras to begin with. If Samsung has showed more ingenuity and actually used the smaller front-facing screen to be your viewfinder for the rear cameras. Things like this could have improved the phone overall, and I think certain things like this could be brought up in other reviews, and I hope they do, because this phone is a really good concept and I do think it's ready for the market, but software tweaks could help it dramatically. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you getting the Galaxy Fold? Were you never getting it? Are you getting the Galaxy Fold 2 next year? Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.